Yo, guys, what's going on? Lucky Cheese 7 is back again to give you guys another Boruto Next Generation manga live stream discussion slash review. Now, I do want to preference this. I'm feeling better. If anyone's been following my tweets, y'all know what's been going on with me. Though, my nose is still, kind of going in and out as far as, getting, stuffed. Number two, Merry Christmas. I just want to say that right now. Merry Christmas. I hope everyone's having, a great day. Everyone's been able to open up all their gifts. Got some nice little goodies from Santa, hopefully. And, just honestly just, having a great time, spending time with their friends and families. But that said, some of you might be wondering, yo, Lucky, shouldn't you be doing the same thing instead of, just popping up on doing a live stream discussion? And admittedly, yeah, I did want to kind of take a day to just relax and everything. But the thing is I do have somewhere I need to go relatively within the next 4 hours. And I was like, well, I need to talk about the Boruto Chapter because A, it's the beginning of Volume 19, and two, we're coming off from the ending of Volume 75, which is also the end of Volume 9. No. This is the start of Volume 20, I think. This would be Volume 20, and the last chapter, Chapter 75, is the end of Volume 19. I mean, Volume 18 just came out, not that long ago, actually. Yeah, 18 just dropped, so 75 should be the ending of Volume 19. And this would be the beginning of Volume 20. Which, interesting note about that, I do want to preference this for some people. Ikimoto did say that when it came to Boruto, is that he hopes the story concludes in 30 volumes. And here's the thing. Right now, we're just starting off Volume 20. And at the current rate we're going right now, I don't know if we're going to be able to end this off in 30 volumes. I know. At most, I think we're going to stretch into some things. So maybe, and I'm just taking an estimate guess here, I want to say maybe around, let's say Volume 40, Volume 45. That's my estimate guess. I think Volume 40 will probably do a report on it. Maybe. But it really all depends. It really all depends on where Boruto is. I mean, I'll tell you this. Where it's sitting at right now, I mean, there's no way we're going to end this off in 10 volumes. In my opinion. That's a whole different discussion altogether. And I know probably at this point a lot of you guys are probably thinking, Lucky, just get to the chapter. Come on, just get to it. So, Chapter 76, A Girl Sanctuary. You get the nice, beautiful color page of Ada. And immediately, I mean, this was a no-brainer. Immediately, we cut back to Boruto. Boruto, his immediate reaction, to that vision. He's sitting there like sweating and everything. What was that? What was that scene I just saw? And then you have Momoshiki just standing there, even if in fragments, it seems you were able to see the same tableau that I did. And again, Boruto's just mad sweating about this. None of those visions were familiar. Does that mean they're all events happening in the future? And as soon as he says that, he thinks back to what Momoshiki told him. Those blue eyes shall eventually take everything from you. And that's a key point. That's a key point. It's actually funny because I was rewatching Boruto, not this week, a few weeks back. I was just rewatching that specific moment. And it's still one of those things where you're okay, how do we get there? And I do feel given with what's happening on that future site, that we are getting, I definitely do feel that way. But Boruto's there. He's just left in thought. We kept back to Naruto. I think I understand. In order to bring your daughter, Akibi, I think it's Akibi. If it's not Akibi, it's Akibi. I think. I won't go with Akibi. Akibi back. Karma's reincarnation jutsu was absolutely necessary. So you tweaked Kawaki's karma to make it possible, is that right? That's what Naruto asks him. And Amado says, yes. And then, yeah, Shikamaru. Sorry to bother you again, Ada, but what kind of person was the original Akibi? For example, is there any chance that she might be dangerous and have hostile intentions towards Konoha? And that's Shikamaru asking the question. And Naruto's just like, dog, are you really doing this right now? Like, okay, to be fair, Shikamaru's head is in the right place. I'm not gonna say it isn't. Like it makes sense to be a little precautious. Like, hold up, wait a second. That's a bit strange, but precautions are needed. They're necessary. With that said, though, Ada says, "Strange question to ask me, but from what I can tell, she was just an ordinary girl. At the very least, she has nothing at all like Delta. She was nothing at all like Delta." And Shikamaru's just like, "I see. Hey now, did you think I was trying to topple the shinobi world? I don't know how I appear to all of you, but I'm just a regular citizen. I'm not even a shinobi." Just a regular citizen, not even a shinobi. Okay, you're a scientist, yes, but how your mindset works, Amado, I mean, yeah, half the family's right now thinking that you're, a genuine dude, and then you get the other half of the fandom that's like, there's some shit going on that we're not, As for me, I'm like somewhere in the middle. I see the good parts of Amado, and I see the other part of Amado. I'm like, hmm, gotta be a little precautious. So I can't really make an opinion on Amado just yet. I think with where his character is, it could go either way. I'll say that. I definitely think it could go either way with Amado. But anyway, cut over to Shikamaru again. And he says, "This might sound weird, but to be honest, this reveal was quite anticlimactic to me. Though, as a parent myself, I do get where you're coming from. Get Boruto's reaction, get Naruto. Either way, this is a private matter between Amado and Kawaki. And since it won't endanger the village, I don't intend to interfere. Why'd you why'd you keep this to yourself?" Is what Naruto asks. And then Amado says, "Because it was none of your business. What could any of you have done to help me, Lord Hokage? I simply wanted to push things along carefully, especially since Kawaki loathes karma." As he's saying that, Kawaki's just looking at the karma and he's just like, this piece of shit. I've hated karma, that's for sure. I've only ever thought about getting rid of it, because I consider it the main cause. All the crappy stuff that has happened. But I was wrong. The true cause was those damn Otsutsuki who embedded the karma in me. Boruto looks over. Kawaki says, "If it weren't for them, I probably wouldn't have ended up as the punching bag of these monsters with crazy abilities either." And you got Damon, and you got Kawaki, and most of all, Lord Seven's life wouldn't have been threatened. And Naruto, Shikamaru, and get Ada was just like in thought, like, just answer one question, Amado. And Amato's there, he's listening. And Kawaki says, "This daughter that you plan to resurrect with my karma, you swear that she won't turn into some Neo Totsuki?" And that's a good point. That's actually a really, really valid point here that needs to get addressed. Because, like, yeah, say you resurrect Akemi, but isn't she also just going to become like a Neo Otsutsuki? And that's exactly kind of what's kind of going through Boruto's mind too. A lot. Like he's like, wait a second, this guy might be right, but Amado takes out his glasses, and he says, to be absolutely frank, I really don't know how it'll turn out, since there's no precedent. The only thing that's certain, the man's like covering his face, and he looks like he's like crying and everything. Like, is that this is my final option? You see Sarda, see Mitsuki, Sumire, Deltas are two, Mr. Amado? Kawaki's still just like, I ain't buying any of that. No, 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 no. None of that shit at all. And then Ada's looking over at Kawaki and she says, hey, Shika dear, I'm tired. Can we call it a day? And Shikamaru's just like, wait, what? Well, Ada and the others did just arrive at Kona earlier today. So Naruto says. And then Shikamaru's like, good point. Sorry to have prioritized our needs over yours. It's okay. We need to adapt to our new life quickly, too. Let's talk again tomorrow. Then you see Naruto still got that like expression on his face where you're like, man, I feel bad for this dude. Man's like crying out and everything. At least that's what it appears to be. And like I said, I think that could be genuine or he could just be avoiding a topic of sorts. And Kawaki's there, he's just like, bro, what the hell? But lay down. You see Boruto like just staring at his car mark, and again thinking back to what Momoshiki's thinking, like they shall eventually take everything from you. And he's just sitting there going, like, what is it supposed to mean? Like, what's gonna like? He's like, those blue eyes will eventually take everything away from you. And like I said, the we haven't really gotten much on it, but last chapter it is kind of hinting at the fact that like, okay, whatever happens to Boruto, whatever Kawaki does that leads us to that spot is going to be what triggers it. Now, again, you go to the opening of Boruto, chapter 1, page 1. Konoha's in ruins, and the only two people we see even in that time skip is Kawaki and Boruto. We don't have little to no idea what's going on with Sarada, what's going on with Mitsuki, Sumire, Himawari, Hinata, Sakura. Like, nobody. We don't know. All we know is Naruto's like taken somewhere. That could be taken. That could be under two precedents. Either he's dead or Kawaki did generally like put him somewhere else. We don't know that yet. But and there's the obviously the huge possibility that Sasuke's dead by the time we see chapter 1. But let's see. So Ada's there, lying in bed. Damon's asleep too. He's looking over at Kawaki. Boruto's eating. So it looks like we're like cutting over to like later on in the day. It's kind of awkward to ask this, but if Otsutsuki are who you want to date, then I'm a potential match too. So why pick such a lousy grouch like oh God damn it, Boruto. Anyway, Damon says, have you ever looked in a mirror? Don't make such this. Don't make me state the sad truth, man. Hey, I wasn't asking you, is what Boruto says. He's like, I was damn close. I almost thought about killing that brat. Of course, you're wonderful too, Boruto. But look, you're only 12, and I'm already 16. Which, okay, is honestly kind of interesting because I would have thought that by the time you get to well, there's never really a set precedent on how much time has actually passed in the Boruto series, but I would have thought that given the arcs that we've got, from Boruto's birthday, going all the way up to what's it called, the Chunin exams, I would have thought Boruto was 13 already. That's what I was thinking. I thought at this point Boruto was 13. So it does make you wonder about a few things. Again, I don't know if that's a mistranslation or whatever, but if Bor, but since Ada's flat out telling Boruto, you're like, you're only 12, just something worth noting anyway. Well, okay, here's the thing. We know by the time we get to the time skip, Boruto looks like he's at least 16, 15, 16 years old. So, let's see here. Boruto's like, what? That's it? Shouldn't age not matter? And Damon's like, that's why I told you with your looks. You're so tense. And Boruto's like, I'm gonna slaughter. I mean, in college, he's looking. He's like, hey, you were in a partnership with Code until recently, right? You used him in order to get to me. And as soon as he says that, like Ada like starts mad, blushing and getting flustered. Like, he hates me to death. Plus, I'm Ten Tails' fodder, and yet he said he would never go after me in difference to you. And again, Ada's just there. She's flustered, got about a sweat dropping. You sold Boruto out the code, didn't you? In exchange for my safety, is what Kawaki says. Because an alliance between you and Code would never hold up without such an agreement. As that's happening, like Ada, she's like trying to cover her mouth, like speechless as hell. And Kawaki's like, well, Ada? And she's like, he said my name. Oh my gosh! I'm like super happy. I don't know why. It, it's one of those things where, like, if you remember pre time skip Naruto, see, I can't even say pre time skip Naruto now because Sasuke Retsunen has kind of, reinvigorated one aspect of Sakura's character that I thought she would have probably gone over by this point, but that still stuck with her. But it kind of reminds me of that. Like it's the girl love, like the thing that you get from Chocho to Ino to Sakura. It's like, come on. Like, okay, but to be fair, like we don't get this like super often, I think, but at least from the other girls. But Ana's been showing it more than once. I'll be honest. And Kawaki's like, your face says I'm right. And Damon's like, wow, Kawaki, you got brains, you bastard, despite your looks. And Boruto's like, so you don't care about me just because I'm Ten Tails' father? Fodder, give me a break. And Kawaki's like, just as I thought, the only people who ever want something from me are generally all scum. Hey, you better stop back talking. Or talking back, that's what Damon says. You want me to make you hurl everything you just ate? And Boruto's is like, hold on, both of you. I think I've got the most right to be pissed. As it's happening, Ada slams her hand on the table. It catches their attention. And she says, there aren't enough girls here. I can't express myself properly like this. So Ada's essentially admitting that, I'm stuck with the sausage fest. I need genuine girls that like just talk and, do stuff like this. And Boruto's like, huh? Wait, what? Sarad is nearby, isn't she? Call her over. Uh, Kake too. Obviously, she's referring to Sumire with that. And Boruto's like, Kake? Kake, Sumire, her too? Summon them right now. And, we obviously know a bit of time passes, and Boruto's like, so that's the deal. Well, in that case, I guess I gotta go. Oh, yeah. Um, Meat's like, this is worrisome. Maybe I should go too. Not you. Like me, you're too uh susceptible to her charm. You're on standby with me, eh? And Sumire like looks over and she's like, wait, Ada asked for me? But why? I don't know, but she named you specifically. And Boruto asked, like, can you do it, class rep? And she's like, I'll give it my best. And Delta's there, and she's like, oh no, I can't let you go alone. Oh, and immediately, and I love Sumeri taking charge. And she's like, you stay here, Delta. If you tag along, I'll put you to sleep again. I'm just like, damn. Like, people say Sumeri does not have a lot of credit where credit's deserved, but I'll be honest, Sumeri is like really growing as a character. She really is. Like it's very like minimal growth, but I appreciate it. I really, really do appreciate it. Delta's like, you meaty. Katana gets laughing. I swear to keep a better eye on her this time. And then you see, well, I'm assuming he's bored. He's like, Sarada, Shikada. And Shikada's like, I'll come too. Since I wasn't affected by her charm like Ino, Jean, and Chocha, I already have Dad's permission. Thanks. What a relief. And right as that happens, it's funny how that works because as soon as that happens, boom, he gets caught like that, like up. And you see Sarda's expression, you see Sumeri, and I'm assuming he gets Sarda. She's like, talk about useless. The other Sarda, or it's just Shikadai just thinking to himself, I'm sorry, Shikadai, it's nice to meet you, but would you mind going home? Sure, no, no problem. I wasn't planning on staying anyway. And bored, I was like, then why'd you even come? Why? So was it just he hadn't gotten a good enough look at her yesterday? It's bad. At this rate, the class rep and I will also, and like he's walking away. Sumeri looks over, and Shikadai says, "Sorry, Sarada. Good luck." Bored is there too, and then all that's left is just Ada. She's like, "Thanks for coming." Sarada and Sumire try as hard as possible not to look straight into her eye. What Sarada's thinking. Sumiri is there too. Will you come with me? Let's talk somewhere away from the boys. And oh my god, like this panel, I don't know why. I just thought it was kind of funny because you've got the boys like literally like eyeing them, like looking at Sarah, looking at Ada, Sumire. Board is just like, will they be okay? I love how concerned he is. I really do. It's it's great to see, honestly. But let's get to the so that's happening. And Kawaki says if she tries anything shady, we'll just take her out. That's what we're here to. That's what we're here for to begin with. And Damon's like, "That's my line, Kawaki. You understand the situation, right?" And Board is like, "Quit getting riled up, both of you. I don't want Ada. I don't think Ada wants any of us to fight or fight." And then we get to a talking point of the chapter. It is definitely a talking point, which is Sarada, Sumire, and Ada having the girl talk. I can't. I just can't. When he's right in front of me, I get all strange and freeze up. Like I can't even look him straight in the face. And yet this reaction also makes me a little happy because no one else in the world can make my heart race like this. I feel like it's true love. And freaking Zarda, she's just like, this girl. Is this really all she thinks about? It's almost kind of stupid. At this point, I I actually do gotta agree with Sarah. She's like, man, this is kind of stupid. So I like that Sarah's kind of acknowledging it. It's kind of like a fourth wall situation where you're like, yeah, this is kind of stupid. So I do like that Sarah kind of thinks that. And you get like this innocent look on Ada's face. She's like, what do you think, Sarah? Yeah, for sure. I totally get it. I think it happens to everyone when they find true love. And Ada's there. She's like looking straight at Sarda, and Sarda's just like, incredible force, it's overwhelming. The Sumiris are also, and she's like, may I call you Ada? Of course, Sumiri, that make me happy. Thanks. So, what is that you like about Kawaki? Let's see. That he's an Otsutsuki who won't be swayed by my ability is a given, but to be absolutely honest, I really don't know myself. When my chest gets all tight, when my chest gets all tight, just thinking about it. And and again, she's Sarda's just like and thought, and then you hear the word Sarda. Class rep, what's up? So I'm assuming that's bored. Listen to me carefully. Don't show any reaction. It's just a hunch, but are you not affected by Ada's charm, Sarada? Which is really saying something. But Sumiri's, yeah, but you see that, and Sarada's like, oh, I hadn't noticed at all because I was so tense, but I might actually be fine. I'm not captivated by her. Am I right? You see, Sarada, for whatever reason, I seem to be unaffected too. But how? What's going on? Why are the two of us okay? Stay calm, Sarada. Don't get flustered. Listen, if Ada finds out about this, it'll likely be bad. Huh? And I like how immediately, like, as this whole conversation's going on, like, Ada straight up asks, like, what about you, Sarada? Huh? Well, what do you mean? You know, what do you think about Boruto? And here's the thing, this is the first time someone's asked Sarada that. The last time we got something like this was Sumire. Sumire was like just asking Sarada just casually in what was it, Volume 5? Yeah, Volume 5 of Boruto. I think it was chapter 19. I forget what chapter number it is, but I know it was like in one of the chapters, like right before they go to one of the sites. This is like just shortly before they find Kawaki before Kashin Koden shows up. But gotta get that expression. And I remember Sumire was going like, yo. Like if other girls like Boruto, that bothers me so much. So we know how strong Sumire's feelings are for Boruto, but and we've seen little instances here and there that yeah, Sarada does have like feelings for Boruto. It's not to say that neither one doesn't. You know, you see that, and even with Sumire, like Kawaki called her out on that, and Sumire like just instantly was like, "Hey, let's just keep that a secret, okay? Like no one else needs to know about that." So that's the thing. But you see this, and Sumire like just side eyes and goes like, "Excuse me, the hell were you talking about? Pretend like you're her captain. Don't let her catch on. Why would it be bad? Think about it. Those who become Ada's captives can't even think about attacking her, but the two of us would actually be able to attack her. In short, there's a high probability that would deem us security risks. And again, she's just left and thought about something. Man, what do I do? And Ada says, Sarda, you're not feeling well? Huh? Oh, no. I'm fine. I just can't get my heart to stop pounding. I really hate this cursed ability. Thanks to it, I can't have an ordinary boyfriend. I can't even hope for ordinary friends. See that? And so Sumiri is still just like looking over like, well, what exactly is that supposed to be? But Shikamaru is there and he's like, Team E, you're late reporting in. What the heck is Nishi doing? Mr. Shikamaru, Sorry, hold on a minute. Is that you, Sumiri? What is it? And what we get here is Boruto and Damon playing on the Game Boys. I mean, come on. I still can't believe we're at the stage in Boruto or in the Naruto world where this thing does exist. Wow. You know, it's par for the course, though. Hmm. So that's how it's going to be. In which case, take that. What was that move? Not fair. You're way too young to ever hope to win against me and. Oh my god. Hold on. Pokinin? Is that supposed to be a play on Pokemon? I have to wonder. Is that supposed to be a play on Pokemon? Because it has the same spelling and everything. But Kawaki's there. Shikamaru's like, you're saying you're not Ada's captive, Sumire. And there's Sarda? That's how it appears, though I have absolutely no idea why. Does Ada know? No. She doesn't even notice anything yet. Listen, make sure you're not found out, especially by Damon. If her charm doesn't work on you, it means it's possible for you to kill Ada. You get what I'm saying? If they catch on, your lives may be in danger. Yes, I've already told Sarah. Okay, never mind. So I mistook that whole conversation that was going on between Sarda and Sumire. So basically, it was like an inner mind link between Sumire and with Sarda. So a nice little playoff. Like, yeah, I do want to say that. That's a nice little playoff of like both the girls. Have you spoken to Boruto and Kawaki? No, not yet. It's better if you don't tell anyone else. Who knows who could accidentally leak it? Sarda's there. She looks over and she's like, Ada? I don't dare hope to be your number one. I know that it's not possible, and I know it's Otsutsuki. So how about we just be ordinary friends? And Shikamaru's like, listen, Damon is continuously watching Boruto and Kawaki, but you two are different. You both can get close to Ada without raising the alarm and catch her by surprise. Putting aside the issue of what to do about Damon, if in the future Konoha were to determine that Ada's an enemy, the ones to bring her down may very well be you two, as we see referring to Sarada and Sumire. So, and you know what? I like this. I actually think this is really, really cool because it shows a lot of potential with what Sarada can do and with what Sumire can do in the story. And especially for a lot of people who thought that Sarada was basically like kind of sidelined for most of the story, at the very least, like post like the Owl arc, it was like you haven't really seen Sarada do too much. So this is actually kind of nice and refreshing. I guess she's getting some stuff. Even like the stuff with Boruto, like we got some noteworthy stuff there, but like since Boruto quote unquote died, there hasn't really been much. And you could kind of say the same thing with Sumire too, is that like we haven't really gotten so much. But the last few chapters where Sumire just like pops right in and says, "Hey, shut off," like to shut off Delta, that was actually pretty cool. But I like what this is setting up because it is showcasing that yes, there is a possibility, not a possibility, but this does pretty much confirm that we are going to get some stuff here in the future. Ah, I have it now. And by the way, we're cutting back over to Momoshiki. The identity of her charms power. Boruto's like, not you again. Well, what did you just say? And Momoshiki's just like, don't concern yourself. Our thoughts were merely crossed over. again, think of it like I was just talking to myself. The board is like, that all depends on the details. So what about her charm's power? And Momoshiki's just like, I ain't saying no shit to you this time. No. We ain't talking. The Boruto's like, you bastard. You're not gonna blank out your mind and stop thinking about anything? I won't let you. And right then and there, Kawaki's like, hey, Boruto, that look on your face. Who are you talking to? Huh? Like, and as soon as that happens, you see like the scowl look on Kawaki's face, and he's just like, you. Like he gets up, he's looking, he's like, quit soaking around and like, you're there, aren't you? Quit soaking around and come on out. Otsutsuki Momoshiki. And whoo! Whoa. Okay, I gotta say this. The closing of this chapter, like, we knew eventually that this was gonna happen. I didn't think we were gonna get this as the closer for the first chapter of the volume. That's crazy. But I do want to also preference on this is that in the last chapter, Momoshiki's like, no one has to know about this. We have to make sure nobody finds out that we're having this conversation. But the fact that Kawaki knows that's the worst thing for Momoshiki, it, that definitely says a lot about like what we're gonna get moving forward in Boruto. Were there any weak points in this chapter? I mean, I'll say this: the conversation about romance is one topic where I'm just like, okay, I don't really think it needed to last as long as it did. But on the flip side of that, we also do know it's also them trying to figure out, like, all right, what are we going to do about Ada? And we do come to find out that in this particular chapter, that Sumire and Sarada are both like affected. So that definitely shows that they're going to have like a greater role in the story. We definitely see that. And I mean, the only other two people that aren't affected are Boruto and Kawaki, which is nice actually. It's nice to see that the girls are gonna play a part in this story. I definitely do like that. And my overall rating on the chapter, I mean, look, aside from the topic of romance, which again I get the purpose behind why it was there, but I do think the topic alone was one thing where it was like maybe a few pages is what we need to actually focus on. But again, if you look at the context of the story, that was really just there as a masquerade of them just trying to figure out, like, all right, let's just go with what's there and just try to figure out. That's really what the whole point of this chapter was. And yeah, I do know that this chapter they kind of tease some more stuff about the ships, particularly with Boruto and Sarada. And I've always said this: when it comes to the ships in Boruto, I'm perfectly fine with whoever Boruto ends up with, whether it's Sumire or with Sarada. Yeah, I know the anime currently right now. I think it's teased that there's another girl. That's an anime only character, as far as I know of, and that she kind of has something for Boruto too. So I don't know if she's eventually going to show up in the manga, but there's that. So where does it stand in terms of the ships between Borusumi and Borusara? Honestly, not much really changes in my personal opinion. When it comes to like the ships, and I know that's something that's a topic a lot of people like to bring up with, especially for Naruto. But personally, I think they're both on the same level right now because earlier in this arc, we had a tease for Boruto and Sumire via Kawaki mentioning it to Sumire. And then, right now we're getting a tease with Sword and Board. So it's one of those things where it's like, okay, there's not really like a huge like jump as like, oh, this definitely confirms that one of the ships are killed. No, it doesn't. It just means that yeah, we're just restating certain things that like yeah, she likes him and she likes him. That's it. But a huge point for this chapter, like I said, a huge point for this particular chapter is the end. The ending of this chapter is a huge monumental moment because Kawaki knows. He knows Momoshiki is there. And where that's going to lead, I think is going to be the beginning of what we're going to get as far as the future site goes. And we still don't know where that leads. But we do know that Kawaki is the one that's like fleeing the scene. So I do believe, from what we just got in this chapter, at the very end, with Kawaki telling Boruto, like, hey, he's here, right? Let's talk. That's definitely going to set up something. And it is quite a way to end up the chapter for this year, in my personal opinion. But my overall rating on this chapter, as far as like the actual chapter itself goes, like I can't really say so much happened in terms of like narrative progression, but we did get something in this chapter. We found out that we found out Zara and Samir are like unaffected by Anal, which is a huge deal. It's a huge deal for the characters, and it means they're going to start reporting the story. Number three, we also know that the Kawaki now can see, or not see, but he already has the idea that, okay, Momoshiki's here. I gotta confront them about this. So those are like three major key elements here. A little bit with Amino, where it's like, it can go either way with that. But yeah, overall though, for this chapter, I'll say great. It's a great chapter of Boruto. I'm curious with what we're gonna get next with chapter 77. And I mean, aside from that, you guys, that's pretty much all I have to say when it comes to Boruto, Naruto Next Generations for the manga. Let me know what you guys' thoughts were on this chapter. How do you guys feel about this being the final chapter of the year? And also this chapter being the beginning of Volume 20. And besides from that, guys, that's pretty much it. I'm Lucky G7. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more Boruto, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.